All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode, unfortunately, of the Unorthodox Podcast. You know me. My name is Evan. I am your host. There is no guest today. You are unfortunately just stuck with me. So, you know what? Let's just jump right into it. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X at... There we go. At UnorthoBros. Follow along for updates on the show, funny little memes I create, sketches, whole nine yards. TikTok, Instagram, X, at UnorthoBros, maybe MySpace, if there's the whole 5 people there. You can watch us on YouTube, Rumble, and listen to us on Spotify. I'm probably going to find a way to get us on, not Google Podcast anymore, they're shutting down, Audible, Apple Podcast. We'll figure it out. You got a question for us? You got some advice? You need advice? Got some tips for the show? You want to call me a bald piece of crap? Viewer questions. We're going to answer those later in the show. You can do that at the Unorthodox Pod at proton.me. Send us your questions. If you want a question answered on the show, you can also DM me on Instagram, X. Does TikTok have direct message? I don't know. Through one of those channels. If it's worth it, we'll get it answered. I wasn't gonna say if it's worth the crap because maybe it is. I just don't see its value, and that's okay. I'm a moron. You want to donate to the show? $1, $10, $100, $1,000, your entire life savings that you and your wife will divorce about. You can do that at Evan-Brennan-10 on Venmo. Send me your money. You have too much money. I want some of that money. You don't need all that money. You and I look at me. You and I both know that money's just burning a hole in your pocket. You're going to go right down to the gas station. You're going to get one of those fatty fucking donuts. Sorry for the language, working on it. Instead of buying that donut, give me the money. It's okay. I'll be able to buy a new microphone, better computer, lights, cameras. Instead of just my phone and Droid Cam, which is incredibly laggy, I'll be able to hire another tech guy. Whole 9 yards. It'll be great. Also, if you perform stand-up on open mics, or even professionally, or if you produce your own music, send it into the show at the Unorthodox Pod at proton.me, and we will play it on the show. If you're a SoundCloud rapper, send it in. I may not like it. That's okay. I'm sure there's other people out there that do. We'll get some more eyes in front of you. If you do stand-up, I've said this before, don't just send it in if you're telling jokes in front of a camera. If you're actually doing a 5-minute open mic set or any set, send it in. Or if you're actually writing and producing your own music on Spotify like Tech Guy does, then send it into here. I'm not going to plug his band because he doesn't want me to, because his family members who are in it, it's not they don't like me, they do. It's politics, disagree a little bit, whatever. Announcements. We at the Unorthodox Podcast would like to reiterate that we are still committed to our endorsement of Doug Burgum for president, and that will not change until the trumpet sounds and our Lord Jesus Christ returns with his army of angels and saints, separates the goats from the sheep, and throws the goats into everlasting fire and damnation. Until that day, feel the bird. Question of the day. Is there any hope for superhero movies? I think yes. We will answer that in the middle segment. Coming right up. Now, if this were an actual good show that is highly produced, what you would now see is some sort of, cutaway that would then show that we are going into the 5 in the chamber. Unfortunately, this is quite pathetic, so we do not have that. We'll get there. Give me your money, and maybe we can. Okay. An organization known as White Dudes for Harris has managed to raise $4 million for Kamala Harris earlier this week. The organization seeks to end the idea that MAGA has a monopoly on white men. In a remarkable scoop, the Unorthodox Podcast has managed to get an in-field reporter on the scene of the organization's first meeting, and we have that clip right here.
Here at the time border trying to get national attention. These unemployed men have been having sex for several days. Joining me now is their spokesperson, Randy Marsh. Mr. Marsh, what exactly are you trying to accomplish? We're doing the only thing we can.
Yeah, so we are very excited about that scoop. White dudes for Harris. You have any others? We'll be happy to report on you. It is truly our honor. All right, over to the Olympics. The Olympic opening ceremonies drew criticism this past week as it featured a drag show reenaction of the Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper painting. The French Olympic Committee was confused by the criticism, however, as, according to them, queers dressed as women mocking God is just another Friday in France. I would correct him in one sense, as that's just another Friday in Europe. There are a bunch of silly gays over there, if you did not know. Okay. Where are we at now? A personal AI system known as Friend has hit the market. Friend is so complex that it can carry on entire conversations with its owner that are practically indistinguishable from a normal person, and we have a video/trailer of it right now.
Gosh, I'm out of breath. We made it. Woo! I don't know how to woo very good.
She has several cats, I can already tell.
That's fair.
Thank you.
All right, let's go.
Let me show you how to game, bro, okay? Oh, come on. Oh, let's go!
Are you serious? Come on, man. I hate this game.
Take notes, baby.
Oh man, you guys suck.
Bro, you look like the back
Let's
of the
go. Let's go.
Dude, what? How did you do that?
I know the effects are crazy. It's dank. I could eat one of these every day. Oh, sorry, I got you messy.
It's really nice up here. How'd you find this place?
I don't know. I just kind of like to come up here to be by myself. I've never brought anybody else. I mean, besides her.
She goes everywhere with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I must be doing something.
Okay, that's quite enough of that nonsense. Developers, however, have announced that they are shutting down the project and recalling all already sold units due to the absolutely shocking number of penile electrical burns. Because, never doubt humanity's ability to build things beyond our comprehension and find new and exciting ways to fuck them. If you didn't know, that's how the internet was kind of driven, purely through porn. Good job, men. We're really doing great. We used to storm beaches in machine gun fire, now we make sex robots. But what's terrifying about that is there was concerns about like Google Home or Amazon Alexa or Siri listening in on you, which they definitely are. But then this thing, I didn't see him press a button like a life alert. I think it's just actively listening to you. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's just that friend in your group who always says something, but no one really pays attention to. Because, he just says a lot of dumb things. I don't know, whatever. It's me. I'm projecting there if you didn't know. Okay, going to Florida. A man in Florida has disappeared after a sinkhole opened up in his bedroom, swallowing him whole. The sinkhole was described as a gaping 20-foot wide dark hole where no life or joy could possibly emerge. I would like to issue an on-air retraction. I apologize, as it turns out this story was not about a sinkhole, but instead a detailed tell-all article from former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown about his late-night encounter with Vice President Kamala Harris. So I'm sorry. We are certain we will do better here at the Unorthodox Podcast. We strive for journalistic excellence. So I'm sorry. We will do better. President Trump drew criticism yesterday after he accused Vice President Kamala Harris of suddenly adopting a black identity. Critics say that Harris has always embraced the Jamaican heritage of her father, despite being half Indian. But, they granted, that she has more recently embraced her other identity as a lying whore. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2 Kamala Harris whore jokes in one night. Buckle up, because it is going to be a long election season. You will hear many, 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 many more of those. Okay. Second segment, Unorthodox movie review time. Again, as I said before, if this were a better show, you would see some kind of a stinger here. Unfortunately, we are quite pathetic over here. This is in my apartment spare room. So, I saw Deadpool 3 this weekend. Well, I did watch Deadpool 2 to get ready for 3. I'm going to do a little review of it. Spoilers. So if you have not seen Deadpool 3 yet, go away, skip ahead to the, what is it called, the email reads. But, yeah, we will be doing a review. So, just in case you haven't seen it, but you want to be spoiled, here is the trailer.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider. I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
It's funny watching this trailer after having seen the movie and seeing what they cut out.
Entire world. Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
They use this song very well in the movie. This scene kicks ass too.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
That's the opening scene. It's amazing.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Wanna do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching powder?
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. But I can't.
Okay, so yes, that was the trailer. Once again, spoilers from here on out. I'm going to do an entire plot overview, so just go away if you haven't seen the movie or if you don't want to be spoiled. Whatever, if you just kind of hate my dumb bald face, that's okay. Just get out of here. So the movie starts out, yeah, he's in, if you've seen Logan, he's in kind of that forested area, and he digs up his dead body and murders a bunch of TVA agents from Loki. It's incredibly creative. With his skeleton, he's like ripping bones off, like adamantium bones off and throwing them at them to the tune of Ensign's Bye Bye Bye. It's one of my favorite, it's the best intro to one of the Deadpool movies, and they've been really good so far. And probably one of my favorite intros to a superhero movie ever. It turns out the TVA is after him because of what he did in the Deadpool 2 end credit scene, where he took Cable's kind of time travel watch and was like, he went around and he shot himself from X-Men Origins Wolverine. He killed Ryan Reynolds before he could publish the Green Lantern movie. What the hell else did he do? Oh, he saved Peter and his girlfriend. Yeah, no. And he's kind of retired from being Deadpool. He's working at some car rental place with Peter. And he goes to a birthday party. Vanessa has left him. She broke up with him, but he's at a birthday party for himself with a whole bunch of his friends, Colossus, the two lesbians that are there. Then the TVA shows up to his door. They take him to that place from Loki, and they say, hey, your universe is going to die. You want to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And he's like, yeah, sure. Let me go get my friends. Said, oh, no, you can't get your friends. Your universe is dying because your anchor being is dead. Turns out the anchor being was Wolverine. It was Logan. And the whole thing is just meta commentary. The anchor being thing is probably going to have no further impact on the MCU. It's just meta commentary about how the Fox Marvel movies really ended with Logan. And so he goes on a kind of a round the multiverse jaunt, trying to find another Wolverine. He finds a comic accurate, like 4'11" Wolverine. I'm so sorry, my nuts are itching, these khakis. Henry Cavill makes a cameo as Wolverine. There's a joke about how they will treat him better than those shit fucks down the street. Doesn't count as a swear because they say it in the movie. There's a Wolverine from the X-Men Age of Apocalypse comics, where he has like just the one arm and the crazy 90s hair. There's a Wolverine versus Hulk from the Ultimate Universe comics cameo in it. And he finds, not our Wolverine, the Wolverine in the movie, in a bar. I guess he did some bad stuff. Everyone kind of hates him. Brings him back to the TVA. He's in his classic yellow suit, you know. Stuff happens, yada, yada, yada. They get pruned, like they poked him with those sticks from Loki, and they get sent to the Void from Loki, where they meet Chris Evans as, not as Captain America, as Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, as Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four movies in the early 2000s. And he kind of gets his ass kicked by Pyro from the original X-Men trilogy in like 2 seconds flat. Wolverine fights, what's his name? The big hairy dude from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Kills him in like 2 seconds. There's also a really, really cool Deadpool and Wolverine fight. They meet Cassandra Nova, who is Charles Xavier's sister that he didn't know about, I guess. She's super powerful. He turns Johnny Storm into like a meat puddle. They escape somehow because they're being chased by Abeloth, whatever it is, from Loki, the big cloud monster thing. And they fight a little bit, do some stuff. They run into a nice version of Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds. Nice pool, they call him. There's a puppy, they call it Dog Pool. It's adorable. Speaking of which, Clara? She's in the other room, most likely peeing on my floor. If you have any dog training tips, please send them to me. It's... Good lord, this dog pisses a lot. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so they fight a little bit more. You know, personality clashes. X-23 from Logan saves them, takes them to a cave where, crazy cameos, we have Blade from the, what's his name? Not Mashar Ali, that's a new one. Wesley Snipes, which is crazy because the two, Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes, hated each other. I guess there was some really, really bad blood on the set of the original Blade, and they even, like, make a joke about it. It's like, you never liked me. It's like, I know, something like that. There's Elektra from the 2003 or 5, I don't remember what it was, Daredevil movie. There's a line about having Daredevil having died fighting Cassandra Nova, and it's Jennifer Garner. That's back when she was married to Ben Affleck, and she's like, I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's a funny moment. There's Gambit, played by Channing Tatum. Most of you probably don't know this. There was a canceled Gambit movie, I believe in the early 2010s. That was to Channing Tatum what Deadpool is to Ryan Reynolds, but no one really cared about it, so no one made the movie and it got canceled. But now he got his chance. Oh, I forgot to mention, Happy Hogan's in it too. And earlier in the movie, you see Deadpool Wade interviewing with Happy for the Avengers because he somehow jumped over to the main MCU universe. It's a really, really funny scene. A lot more cameos in this too. Some I didn't catch when I saw it. I just saw them on the internet. Matthew McConaughey plays a cowboy version of Deadpool. Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia plays a TVA agent. Nathan Fillion is like a floating skull head Deadpool, and Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife, is Ladypool. So whoever guessed that was right. If you thought it was Taylor Swift, please exit from the world. Alright, where the hell was I? Oh yeah, they fight, take back the thing. They decide, hey, we're gonna go and take out Cassandra. They go. All these characters, the cameos, get their badass moments, kind of build a legacy is what they mentioned it. They jump through a Doctor Strange portal back to the main universe. They then fight a bunch of other Deadpool variants, like a lot of the ones I mentioned earlier. There's like a Welsh Deadpool, which I guess is a soccer player from Welcome to Wrexham, that reality show Ryan Reynolds has with Rob McElhenney. Speaking of which, they really need to get Ryan Reynolds on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I would love that. I guess him and Rob are really, really good friends. I don't know what he would play. There's been a lot of fan casting about that, but that'd be amazing. Watch It's Always Sunny, one of the funniest shows on TV right now. Free advertising. Pay me, FX. Where the hell... Oh, yeah. They're fighting them because Cassandra Nova brought them over to the main universe because she and I had a real problem with this. She was a great villain for most of the movie, but in the third act, she just becomes a generic, like, Apocalypse, Thanos, and Endgame, destroy everything, villain. And so she wants to destroy every timeline, so all that's left is the Void. And so Deadpool and Wolverine fight these guys. They stop because I guess Peter shows up in a Deadpool costume, and it's funny. You can just see two massive balls just, like, bulging out of his suit. And they swarm him. It's like, yeah, Peter, and whatever. They go stop him. They're about to, well, one of them's about to sacrifice himself because they got to connect these two things. Then they hold hands and they almost sacrifice themselves together, but they don't die because of the power of friendship or something. And then, yada, 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 movie is solved. This Wolverine stays in this universe along with X-23 because Deadpool asked for a favor, say, hey, these guys helped us. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot of details right now. I didn't write any of this down. This is purely off of memory. And then movie's over. There is an end credit scene. It's on the way end. It's hilarious. It doesn't move the plot forward at all. Earlier in the movie, Deadpool gets Johnny Storm killed because he says he was talking crap about Cassandra Nova when they were captured and being taken to the prison thing. And so that's when she turns him into a meat puddle, and you see like the camera view of him saying those things. It's really funny, but you don't need. It's not like Thanos putting on the Infinity Gauntlet. It's kind of useless, but really good. No, I thought the cameos in this movie were actually meaningful. Like they tried, like the Flash movie that came out last summer tried to do what this movie did, but way less successful. They had that Flash had CGI. What was it? Nicolas Cage Superman, which he wasn't even in the movie. I guess he didn't even know that was going to happen, which is just bizarre. Not a lot of others too. I don't even remember that movie. God, that movie sucked. If you read the original script, it was going to be a lot more like a classic Flash movie where he's just fighting Captain Cold and Heatwave. But then they, got rid of Zack Snyder, and we got this crap. Yeah. The whole movie is basically a letter. It's not an MCU movie, I would say. It's got a lot of references. It almost crossed it over completely, but it's actually more of a love letter / swan song for the Fox Marvel movies. And at the end, during the end credits, right when it's playing, it's Green Day's time of something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. Time of Your Life. Overcut to like a montage of all the Fox Marvel movies, like all the X-Men movies, including the ones with the younger cast. Blade, there was no Blade actually. The Elektra, all that stuff. It's really emotional. Having grown up on those movies, I really, really enjoyed that. It was great to see that all get its closure. I felt because the last one that came out from that universe was New Mutants, which I think unfairly hated. I thought it was better than everyone said it was, but whatever. Like I said, the whole movie is basically meta commentary. He brings Deadpool in initially, the TVA guy, because he wants him to be, part of a hero among heroes, and Deadpool says he's Marvel Jesus. Basically, he's going to save the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, obviously is meta commentary about how everything sucks in Marvel these days. Like, there's even a line Deadpool says to Wolverine, said, "Welcome to the MCU, you're joining at a bit of a low point." No. Yeah, and like I said earlier, the whole, what's it called, anchor being thing, actually I changed my mind. That could come into play, because with the Secret Wars coming out in a few years, I think that anchor being probably in the regular MCU was Tony Stark, and him having being dead is going to kind of catalyze their universe getting destroyed in the whole Secret Wars event, which I could do a whole other segment on that. The comic isn't very good. I don't know why they're doing this. Hey, some people like it. I don't know. Whatever. The movie kind of does this thing where it's pointing out, like, hey, remember when there were no just grand, decade-spanning franchise plans and we were all just excited to see our favorite characters on screen? That was this movie. It kind of brought, despite its massive scale, and yes, it did advance the whole MCU plot quite a bit, it brought Marvel back down to earth and just said, hey, remember when we just had fun and there wasn't a reference to this, and not reference, and there wasn't, Thanos at the end of every movie, and we're excited for Infinity War. It kind of was a love letter to those early days of superhero movies that were just kind of dumb and cheesy and were just really, really fun. I would compare this movie a lot to Spider-Man No Way Home in that regard. It was just a fun, fan-servicey movie, but not in a kind of circle jerk way where it's, yeah. It was a great movie. Another thing I noticed, the Marvel movies that have done really well after Endgame have been deeply personal stories for those involved in their production and had personal investment in their characters. So as we've been seeing this just hours and hours and hours of crap pushed out, we had movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which James Gunn... oh, sorry, I just coughed a little bit, puke came up in my mouth. That wasn't an insult to James Gunn. Love the guy. Bit of a liberal cuck, but we'll get there. No, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is kind of his passion project. It's been it for years. He turned not even D-list characters, those are like M-list comic characters, into A-listers, or even B, which is amazing. The movie was amazing. Spider-Man No Way Home, there's a lot of drama behind that, as everyone knows, when there's like a few months when Spider-Man was kicked out of the MCU because some weird rights with Sony or whatever, and that kind of brought together Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, all their villains together. That was a huge passion project for a lot of people. And with Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds has been trying to get this movie made since X-Men Origins Wolverine. It almost didn't even get made because Tom, whatever his name was, the former head executive of Fox, didn't get it. He didn't think people would love it. So Ryan Reynolds leaked the original test footage of Deadpool, which you can still find on YouTube, out in 2015. Super illegal, by the way. He could have gotten the crap suit out of him, but he did it. People loved it, and so they kind of demanded a movie, and they made it. And now, I tweeted this, Deadpool is probably one of only 3 superhero franchises to have a perfect trilogy, the others being Spider-Man MCU and Captain America. Spider-Man's a little controversial. Not a lot of people liked Far From Home. I happen to. I thought it was a very good, fun movie. Whatever. You were wrong. I am right. What the MCU really needs to do from now on out is go quality over quantity. Don't just push crap out because you need to push crap out. Don't push out Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. Moon Knight was good. How was that Werewolf by Night? Some people told me that was good. I never got around to watching it. I just can't find the care. I used to watch every single MCU thing that came out. Now most of it just sucks. There's always an agenda. And that's most movies today. If you look at movies in general that have come out the past few years, the ones that people love that make millions, billions of dollars are ones that are just fun. Top Gun Maverick didn't have an agenda. Deadpool 3 didn't have an agenda. Twisters, I've heard is pretty good. I haven't seen it yet. Didn't have an agenda. It was just fun. Yeah, it brought back a franchise, and it was just fun. So overall, I would rank this movie a solid 9 out of 10. Like I said, the third act, not even the third act, just the villain kind of brings it down to that. But, yeah. Ranking Deadpool 3 a solid 9 out of 10. And you heard that first on the Unorthodox Podcast, a week late. No, I don't know. I waited a week because I didn't want to do a non-spoiler review, because those are dumb. Alright. Fan emails. God, I am looking directly at this backlight I have behind my camera, and I am seeing spots. Good God. It's midnight when I'm filming this right now, so you have to excuse a little tiredness. Alright, how many do we have? 2. Alright, this should be a fun one. Excuse me. Should have got more water. What's up, you bald-bearded dickhead? I have a friend/roommate whose girlfriend is in our apartment a lot. She is really mouthy, but whatever. They seem happy. Good God, dude. Never say that to a woman. She's a bit mouthy, but she's a smart broad. A few weeks ago, when Trump got shot, she made a comment like, "Great, that will solve a lot of problems." Good God. She wasn't sarcastic either. She was really excited hearing that Trump was nearly assassinated. I didn't say anything, but I think I probably should have. What would you have said if you were there? Wow. I would have said you were I did write down a few thoughts on this once I wrote this. I would have said you are a soulless, inhuman monster, an animal that purely reacts to political stimuli. If this woman has a soul, it has more flies and parasites than raccoon feces you would find on a country trail. It is important to note that a man did die that day. A father who died jumping on his wife and daughter. But it's okay. He of course deserved it because he's MAGA. This person is scum, by the way. I don't know who this is. It's possible. It's quite possible I know them because not a ton of people watch this show yet. So I'm assuming some of the people that send in these viewer emails are going to be people I know. So if you know me, if You know me. Come talk to me. I would like to have a chat with this piece of shit. Where was I at? Yeah, of course this guy deserves it because he's MAGA. Yeah, she's also just an idiot. Trump getting killed will solve a lot of problems? Really? Does this woman understand that the absolute powder keg that this country is right now? And something like that, this bitch wouldn't be fighting in a civil war. It'd be her beta male boyfriend. It'd be the guy writing the letter. It'd be me. It'd be you watching. Cunts like that are going to sit at home and do what they always do during any times. Go on the internet and bitch. And not do anything. But it's okay. Hey, it's okay if you just sit home and bitch and you just say horrible things, because having certain opinions means you're a good person. If you believe in, whatever, women's rights, that just means murder all babies and, let women men beat the shit out of other women in combat arena, that means you're a good person, and it justifies hating and wanting death upon people who disagree with you. Where was I at? Like I said, I wrote a few notes on this. Bitch. Yeah. One thing I have noticed about Trump and conservatives in general is that they don't attack leftist voters. Like, really pay attention to Trump's speeches. We think they're silly, gullible, a little bit dumb. Tech guy's a leftist, and he's probably my best friend. He's been my best friend since we were children. Trump only ever attacks leftist politicians, leftist policies. But we don't hate the voters. Leftist voters and politicians hate us. They hate you, the viewer out there. Joe Biden calls you a threat to democracy if you vote for Trump. Oxymoronic as that statement may be, Hillary Clinton calls you a basket of deplorables. This woman gloats at the bitch who, and the girlfriend, after a Trump voter dies from the bullet of a psychopath. So I don't know. You can probably ask her if she gets a cat, because she definitely has more than one. I would guess someone like this, if every time she gets a cat, she feels one of her eggs dry up. I'd imagine like she's one of these cunts like, I can still be a girl boss, I can freeze my eggs, and I'll have kids at 45, and then it turns out your cunt is the Sahara Desert. Oh, I'm sorry, things actually live in the Sahara Desert. I would compare it more to the surface of the moon. Maybe like 2 or 3 guys have been there, and they left some trash. Or you can memorize everything I said here, which, honestly, that's what I would do. Like I said, if you know me, man, come talk to me. We'll have a chat with this little lady. Well, actually, what I would do next time she's over, just have this episode playing in the background. Just this part, if need be. Just, let her hear it. And you don't need to say, I didn't write a letter. What are you talking about? Because I will not reveal your name, man. Anyone who writes a letter in here is completely anonymous. Even if it's a legal thing, I will not give you up. I would rather go to prison, die under torture, than give up my viewers. You could also try splashing her with holy water and see if she starts speaking obscenities in Latin or Aramaic. No, but it's not a good person. If you really look at it, I mentioned this on the show where Trump got shot. Right-wing politicians get shot up by a crazy Bernie Sanders supporter at a Republican congressional baseball game. You look at the comments on Twitter, it's, they deserve it, that's what you get for not supporting gun restrictions or birth control or some stupid shit like that. I remember 2017, I think, Bernie Sanders had a heart attack, something like that. All the comments from conservatives were, hey, I disagree with you, Bernie, but I'm praying for you, you're a real fighter, and yeah. And every conservative who did say something bad got shouted down by the others. There really is a stark contrast between the morality of both sides. The left does not have a monopoly on morality. Do not let anyone tell you that that is true. There is no such thing as compassionate conservatism. It's just compassionate. Leftism isn't. Leftism is racist. Leftism says black people cannot do anything for themselves. I don't know where I got in the last part though, but whatever. Okay, next one. Hey, Evan. After Biden dropped out, it seems like Kamala Harris is gaining a lot of steam. It looks like her rallies are getting a lot of people, and people are excited about her. I should put a comma there or something. What do you think? Does she really have a chance? It's too early to tell. Anyone who got up there after Biden was gonna get an early bump. She's gonna get another bump when she announces whoever it is for VP, which I have another thing about that soon. She's going to get another bump after the Democratic convention because there's always a post-convention bump. The thing about the VP is everyone's saying it's going to be Josh Shapiro. It can't be Josh Shapiro because there's a quiet little elephant in the room that a lot of leftists don't like Jews, and Josh Shapiro is a Jew. You might, if you choose that guy, you might lose the gigantic amount of Arabs and Muslims that live in Michigan, which is a pretty crucial state. It's not going to be Josh Shapiro. You heard it here first. If this was a big enough problem on the right, like anti-Semitism, if enough people on the right didn't like Jews, that Trump couldn't have Jared Kushner out there, it would be national fucking news for not even a year. It would be plastered on the little dumb bar thing. Sorry, my dog just jumped down. They put on the bottom of the screen. But it's not an issue. I would say, I dare you even say half of all Democrats don't like Jews. And that's a problem, but no one wants to say it's a problem. But whatever. Okay, does she really have a chance? Like I said, she's going to get those bumps. We're still like 100 days out, I think. I still say no. Once she gets out there on camera, people are going to notice she's really... See, Biden had an excuse. Biden's always been kind of an idiot scumbag. He's not a good person, by the way. I can go into that whole... It's kind of pointless now because he's done. Joe Biden's not a good person. I'm tired of people saying that. Like, at least Joe... No, he's not. He's a piece of shit. He ignored his granddaughter. He enabled his drug addict son. He's not a good person at all. No, but he had the excuse of dementia. Kamala Harris is just retarded. Dementia versus retard. There's a huge difference. If there's a debate... which they can't let her debate. I mean, they let Joe Biden, but they cannot let Kamala Harris. If she debates, Trump is going to clean her clock. It's not like Hillary Clinton, who's been doing this for years. You know, she's been groomed and trained for politics her entire life. Kamala Harris just sucked some cock. It's like the third or fourth Kamala Harris is a horror joke this show. No, I don't think she has a chance. She's dumb. A lot of the black community don't like her because she intentionally kept them in prison in California. Her words, not mine, specifically so they could fight fires and for the free labor. No, she is not well liked by a lot of people. A lot of the hype you see around her is entirely manufactured. Because here's another thing, too. A few short weeks ago, I'm sorry if my nose sounds clogged, my allergies have been crazy lately. A few short weeks ago, everyone hated Kamala Harris. She was polling lower, like 5 or 6 points lower than, I might have made that up, I don't know, lower than Joe Biden. Nobody liked her. Of course, when the media turned against Joe Biden after the debate, and so the whole thing has to... And the only reason they chose her is because with the way the campaign finance laws worked, with Kamala Harris, they would be able to keep the money because they were on the same ticket. No, I don't believe anyone actually likes her. But, of course, the media apparatus will completely come to her defense in a way they did not do for Joe Biden in his last few months, which I thought was cowardice. Because, stick with the guy, So, no, I would guess Trump is going to win. Of course, that's the hopeful optimist in me. Still too early to tell. She's going to get a few more bumps. I think Trump might be ahead right now. I don't even know. You know what? Let's check. I got the half screen on. 2024 election polls. Let's take a look. Let's ease your mind a little bit. Or maybe make you more terrified. Because I do think this is the most important election of our lifetime. You hear that all... Okay, so... 29th, 30th. Okay, so we have one poll to hear... Okay, so what day is it today? Oh, yeah. One poll has Trump up 49 to 47. This one has Trump up 48 to 47. This one has Harris up 48 to 47. So, like I said, you can't put too much stock in polls right now. She's going to get a few more bumps. Too early to tell, but I'm honestly pretty optimistic about this. I really am. Don't know if I'll be doing an election night stream, because just, so many people already do that it just feels kind of redundant. I mean, I don't even know. I can't even stream live. I don't have enough viewers or subscribers. But I might do something. We'll see. Maybe I thought about just streaming an Indian soccer game or something like that. Funny thing is, that would probably get so many more views than any election night stream would. Yeah, no. So I don't know. Might not. Let's wrap this up. I'm tired. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X at UnorthoBros. Do that. I'll post the show there. I'll be getting Twitter Premium soon. Give me money so we can do that too. You can give that money to Evan-Brennan-10 on Venmo. I'm still looking into Patreon or locals. See, if this show grows as much as I want it to, and I use Patreon, they could screw me in a lot of different ways. But locals, I'm not sure if it's tested enough yet. I know like people like Steven Crowder and Dave Rubin use it, the Hodge twins. So I'm going to look into that more. Once I get that up, we'll have tons of exclusive content on there. Of course, I'll have an OnlyFans where I'll spread my butt cheeks apart and you can see the poop coming out like Play-Doh. Because I'm sure there's a market for that, right? God, that's disgusting. Have fun with that thought in your head. Hope a lot of you are eating right now. You want to send in your questions for the show for me to answer? Do that at theunorthodoxpod@proton.me. All of that information will be in the bio. Again, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Very important for the algorithm. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Whenever you're listening to this, happy Cinco de Mayo. Keep it unorthodox. See you later.